Hey, guys, it is Z from Build the Business You Love. And I have a good one for you. I always say I have a good one, right? But I have a good one for you guys. This one is about starting a business with friends and or family. Yeah. So as you know, I am Z from Build a Business You Love. I am a small business startup strategist, and I get a lot of these questions about how to start a business with your friend, if it's something they should go into, how to do it, all that stuff. And we're not going to get into all of that today. Today, we're just kind of getting into the scratching the surface, like asking the preliminary questions that people I think skip. Does it even make sense to do it? Like, are you guys compatible? To go into business with your friend. Um, Sometimes it's a wonderful idea and the business thrives and it does well. Sometimes it's a good idea and the business doesn't do good and the friendship evolves from it because they're used to working together. Maybe decided to dissolve the business, right? Because every business, as we know, doesn't work out the first time around. I'm a realist. I'm gonna let you know exactly, what actually happens. Okay, and then you have the times where, you may start a business and it affects the friendship, right? It affects the relationship. And we're going to talk a little bit about that part of it because I think this isn't discussed enough. And I think because people think that they are friends, that they'll be good business partners. And that isn't always the case, right? So we're going to get into it a little bit about, what are some of the things you should be considering with your new business partner slash BFF. All right. So, are you going into business with a friend? Are you considering it? Is it something that you're looking at? You guys have been talking about. I talk to a lot of people about events based businesses and about other types of small businesses, service based businesses. And I get this one a lot because they're like, oh, yeah, I need a partner. I want to go. Ponytail's lopsided. They're like, yeah, I need a partner. I'm gonna go into business. It's gonna be me and my friend, and we're gonna do it down. We're gonna have a good business, and we're gonna, she's gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, right? So here's some things I want you guys to consider. I've come up with some pros and cons, and some tips at the end if this is something that you are thinking about. And I do suggest you guys perhaps watch it together, or if you can't watch it together, send this video to your friend. Okay. Let's get into it. So here are some pros, right? You can understand your friend, you can trust your friend. You know that this is someone that you can trust, that you've been around for, I don't know, umpteen years. Maybe it's your friend from middle school, I don't know, right? But you have to determine that trust factor and your ability to understand each other. And you may say, yeah, well, we totally get each other. We are on the phone as soon as we get off of work. While I'm in the car, I'm telling her, girl, this is what happened at work and this is what's going on. And I trust her with my information. I trust her with my business. Now, trust is a big thing when it comes to business. When we think about trust, I want to make sure that you guys go into things like understanding each other's personal credit, and being able to look at one another's credit, look at one another's financial situation, because it matters, right? When you guys are applying for any type of, if you decide to apply for any type of funding or even net 30 accounts, it matters to a lot of companies, to a lot of financial institutions, right? So you want to be able to trust them enough and understand them enough to say, okay, well, here's my credit report. Let me see your credit report. Okay, here's some things we need to work on, because as we know, if you are trying to build your business credit, right? And you're trying to personally guarantee what you're doing. Maybe you're trying to get a business loan or trying to get a business credit card or a line of credit or a net 30 account. A lot of times they want to see your personal credit report, right? So this is something that you guys will have to go over. You have to trust and understand each other. Real quick story. I was working with a guy team, two gentlemen, and they were trying to get a loan. So we were trying to set up the business for funding. They were already in business for 3 years, but it wasn't properly set up, and they had a whole lot of stuff going. Anyway, when they went down to the bank, one of them had a bankruptcy. He didn't disclose that to his partner. And when they applied for the loan, the lender couldn't disclose that to the partner, right? Because then they'll be violating their privacy rules, right? So no one knew that this person had a bankruptcy on their credit report. And if this was known before the business had started, because as we know, it takes about 7 years, depending on the type of bankruptcy, 7 to 10 years for it to get for it to completely come off of your credit report, right? Legally. Because I know there has some people out there to do stuff. But so with that being said, perhaps that person may not have gone into business with that friend. All right. So that's something to think about. The next one is effective communication. Again, that same story applies, right? Make sure you're communicating what's going on financially, what's going on with your personal life. If you're having relationship issues, even, because that can impact the way that you do business. It can impact, how you are emotionally, how you are, what's going on within you, right? If you're not emotionally sound, spiritually sound, financially sound, it can really impact you going into business with someone else. You may need to take a breather during this process. And maybe the partner is like, nah, we need to push, we need to go through it, and you may be like, I'm just overwhelmed with this whole relationship situation. Understandably, things happen, right? But I want you to make sure that you guys are on the same accord. Make sure that you guys have effective communication and you guys understand each other, what's going on within one another's lives, right? Because what people don't understand is when you go into business with each other, it's like a marriage, right? If you have a business account, then this person can go into the business account or the other partner can go into the business account, depending on how you have it set up. So you got to make sure you trust the person, make sure there's effective communication, make sure you have shared values and goals, right? Make sure that whatever you guys are planning on doing, whatever your vision is, whatever your North Star is, you guys are looking at that same North Star. You guys have the same goal in mind, right? You have the same vision in mind. And that vision should be clear. It should be written out. It should be, your sense of purpose. It should be, what problem are you solving, right? And you should be able to define exactly what it is that you guys are trying to do. Because she might have one vision and you might have another, or he might have one vision and you may have another, and you may not realize it until you're knee deep into the business. So make sure you understand what you guys are trying to do, understanding the vision, and put that on paper, right? And we'll go over that a little bit in later in this video. And also, you can provide emotional support to people, to your friend, right? You know each other, right? So when it's time that you have a bad day with the business, or you guys discovered something happened, maybe things didn't work out, maybe you didn't get the funding, you have someone to support you, right? So those are the pros, and understanding, if you should go into business with your friends. Let's talk about the cons. Okay, you guys it may obviously be a risk to the friendship, right? If things don't work out well, then what are you guys planning to do with the friendship? Does it dissolve the friendship? A lot of times people say, "Yeah, no, this is my friend. We ride or die. We are, even if it doesn't work out, we're going to still be friends." And a lot of times it doesn't work out that way, right? Because we are humans and humans have feelings. And if perhaps you've invested 20, 30, 40 grand into a business and he didn't do their part, you're going to feel a way about that, right? Also, you may have different work styles. Maybe one person may be a diligent, have a diligent work ethic, and you're working hard and they're doing most of the work. And you may be like, I don't want to do much. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So make sure that your work styles work well together, because that can play a really huge part in you guys understanding each other and being able to communicate well with each other. And it ties into the first things that we talked about, right? Difficulty, another kind is difficulty is in separating your personal matters from your business matters. If you are planning on having a business with your friend, it's not a good idea for you guys to constantly be talking about your personal matters when you should be discussing business, and vice versa, right? Make sure you designate a time for business and a designated time for personal matters. Like, you guys have something going on, you want to have your mimosas or whatever, your glass of wine after work bar kind of thing going on, or maybe go out to lunch, whatever it is, brunch, then that's brunch, right? If you wanted to discuss business, that should be stated before the brunch. Hey, we're going to just discuss da 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 da. And maybe there's something you may want to write off on your taxes, right? Is discussing business. But be mindful that you should be able to separate the two, because there may be times when your partner may not want to discuss business. They want to talk about their personal lives, like that y'all used to talk about, right? Now what we're talking about is business. They may not like that. So discuss that part of it as well. Unequal contributions. You also should discuss who's going to contribute what. Are you contributing your time? Are you contributing your efforts? Are you contributing your experience? Are you contributing your money? What are you bringing to the table? Okay. And sometimes people may think, oh, I'm going into business with my friend, and you may say, I thought you were gonna, be here most of the time, or I thought you were gonna I thought you were gonna, be able to invest more money, or I thought you were gonna be able to, have more business meetings with me so we can go over planning and strategy. I thought. Don't think no. Okay, guys. If you like this video so far, be sure to subscribe. Okay, and like it. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Um, Here's some tips and some game rules for you and your friend. If you guys are looking to start a business together, this is not professional advice, but this is just, common sense kind of stuff and things that you should visit before actually going to business with your friend. Have clear communication, establish open and clear communication lines and channels from the beginning. Make sure you discuss the expectations, the roles, the responsibilities, right? Who is responsible for doing what? That should all be established beforehand. Professional boundaries. Maintain a level of professionalism in your business dealings. Separate the business discussions from your personal conversations, as we mentioned earlier. Regular check-in. Schedule regular check-in to discuss the progress of the business and address any concerns or issues promptly. It's important to be candid and to be okay with the person being candid, with your friend being candid, because things you may hear may be hurtful. You may say, that's not true," and and that's kind of how it escalates and leads to other things. So the regular check-ins can help prevent it from going here, when you can stop it when it's here, right? Um, Plan for the worst. Discuss plans for possible exit strategies, scenarios with partnerships when they may need to end, right? Ensuring there's a clear understanding of what happens to the money, how do we dissolve the business, and uh, this will be entailed in the legal agreements that you're going to have. Hopefully you'll have a um, operational agreement. I went blank for a second. Hopefully you'll have an operational agreement in place, right? Which will describe, what's going to happen if questions, who takes ownership if something were to happen, how to dissolve the business, who has what roles, who holds what responsibilities, what part ownership do you guys have, amongst each other. And it can really help to avoid misunderstandings in the future. Guys, I do have a small business startup group and on Facebook called the Starting a Small Business for Beginners. It's for US based businesses only. Be sure to join the group if you have Facebook. Also, I have a website called buildthebusiness.com. I am developing this website right now. I have a bunch of free guides and downloads, and I am creating courses that helps new business owners to kind of go over the beginnings of business, understand business strategy, and things that I think that are overlooked because we are not taught this in school. We're taught how to run other people's business, right? And we're not taught how to run our own business. So I am coming up with a series of courses that's affordable, easy to understand, and that you can just get and listen to in the car, or perhaps watch on the weekends. And it's really easy to understand how to start your business, that kind of thing. So I'm developing that now. So be sure to visit buildthebusinessyouLove.com so you can see what courses I have and templates. Right now you can get some free guides and downloads, and check those out at buildthebusinessyouLove.com and download those free guides, guys. So thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I really do. And if you guys are looking at having or starting a business with your friend, let me know the situation down below. I'm nosy. I want to hear all that you guys have going on, and I'm interested in knowing, even if you have a great story where it worked out or a horror story. I'm interested in knowing. Be sure to comment below your stories. I can't wait to see them. Talk to you guys later. Bye.